All right. Um, Funniest fucking thing that just happened, and I feel like kind of in the vein of what it is I want to talk about. I sat here for like 30 minutes, and I just recorded a video like for 30 fucking minutes. And what's awesome about that is I didn't have my settings right, so it recorded it in 6 times speed. Um, and I also had not connected my microphone correctly, so it didn't record any audio. So we're back with another one, which is the first one that you're ever seeing. But this is the second one that I have to record, which is fucking sick. But in the vein of what it is I want to talk about, basically, I fucked up because I haven't ever really done this, especially not with the setup that I have now. Um, but it's my first time doing this shit, and so I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna fuck up, and that's just kind of in the vein of it. Um, what I want to talk about today or tonight, is just doing shit. Like, don't wait for the right moment. Just like start now. Literally start now. Um, I'm sick right now. It's late as shit. It's Sunday night. I got I got work in a couple hours. I don't have a script for this. Um, this is the first video I'm ever gonna record, like to put on the channel, and this really couldn't seem like this. This is really like probably one of the worst possible times I could be recording this, but I've been putting it off for a long time now, and it's just like there's no better time than right now. So that's why I just wanted to come up in here and just start talking about it. um, so basically, what I wanted to say was like three main points, I guess. The first one being that um, there really is no better time than now, because you can spend all this time trying to like prepare for every single situation and scenario, but you would be sitting there preparing for the rest of your life, because there's just no way for you to get ready for everything. There's so many things that are out of our control that we just can't prepare ourselves for. Two, whatever it is that you're gonna go after, you not going after it is a disservice to all of us, right? And it's like, it's your purpose. Your purpose is your gift to share with the world. If you aren't doing that, we are all less because of that, right? We all contribute to each other. So you not going after your purpose and trying to help other people doesn't help other people, right? Doesn't help you either. And then the third thing was that it's really cliche, but like you really gotta fall in love with the journey of this, right? Because you don't know when you're gonna win, but the only thing that you can control is how you show up, and the wins will come. You just have to put in the time consistently. But it all goes back to what we're talking about right now, which is you just have to start. Like I have a fucking quote somewhere on the wall around here that just says like, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I want to preface all of this by saying I'm not here to preach at anybody. This is really more a message for me than anything, because all the stuff that I'm talking about is stuff that I have learned a little bit about or am learning about and trying to implement right now. So I'm not trying to sit here and be like, yeah, I got my whole life figured out. Y'all need to take notes. Like, nah, bro. I'm really in this bitch right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out myself. But I figured that, you know, as much as, again, this is me trying to help you, because I feel like, obviously I got value from all these other, pieces of content that I've consumed that really spurred me to want to make this video. The same way I got value out of those, I feel like other people can get value out of me making a video like that. But in the same sense, like I said, it's not me trying to preach at anybody, because I'm trying to learn this shit myself, and really me making this video is a part of my own growth journey, because this is my first step towards taking action and consistently taking action. The things that I want to do. But basically, what I wanted to say was the first point. I forgot what the first point was. I'm not gonna lie. What was the first point? Oh, now is the best time, right? I've spent a lot of time not doing the shit that I should have been doing because I was so worried that the outcome wouldn't be what I wanted it to be, and that I wouldn't be able to prepare for all of the different issues that might show up. So, like, for instance, right, I sat my happy ass down here to record that first video, and I was just like, bro, this is the shit right here. Like, I got my little mic set up. I got my lighting set up. My lighting's off right now. Let me fix my lighting real quick. Hold on. It didn't do shit. I sat down, bro, and I was just like, yeah, we filming this shit right now. And then I fucked up. I didn't even have my microphone fucking set up properly. Again, I didn't even have the fucking recording speed set up properly. Nothing, right? I didn't even fathom that maybe I should record a quick tester video first before I recorded everything, because, you know what I'm saying? There's no way I could have saw that, and I could have prepared for it, but I didn't, because I didn't see that as being a possibility anyway, right? But what happened? On the journey of me trying to make this video, I fucked up. It is what it is. It's going to happen at some point. I was like, damn, that sucks. And I had two choices. I could either say, fuck this, I'm going to record this tomorrow, or not have done that and do what I'm doing right now, which is immediately start recording again after I fix this shit. So here I am recording this shit again. But had I never taken that initial step, I wouldn't be at the point where I'm at now, which is a step closer to having this video fucking recorded. So you really just got to get started. Really just got to get started now. Because the reality is, when you first start doing something, you're probably going to suck. Like, really bad at it. Pause. And I think the best thing that you can do is get all the shitty shit out of the way in the beginning, so that you get a little bit less shitty as you get further on. That is called progress. So basically, there's some things that I would say I'm all right at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like the best at, but I'm like all right at, right? But when I first started doing those things, I was dog shit. Like, no lie, I was straight dog shit, and I'm slightly less dog shit now. And I've been doing it for a little bit, and so I hope that in 20 years from now, I'm just a little bit less dog shit then. Who knows, you know? But I could show you what it is that I work on and what I do, and you might think it's the most dog shit you've ever seen in your entire life, and I can't change whether or not you think that is the case, but all I can do is keep showing up to keep trying to make this shit a little bit better. That's all I have control over. I'm jumping at a bunch of different points right now, but just to stay focused on what I'm trying to say, the best time to start is now, because if you spend your time trying to make sure everything is just perfectly planned out, you will never get started on anything. If I had waited until I knew that I wouldn't fuck my first video up before I recorded my first video, I would have never recorded my first video, because I fucked my first video up. It is what it is. But now my second video, which is now my first video, isn't as fucked up, and that's great. Progress. Point 2, which was that you have to share your gift with the world. Life is beautiful because it's brief, and because it's fucking finite, right? Like, we're all gonna be out of this bitch at some point. It's just a matter of time. But just like I said before, I was like, my choices were two different things, right? I could say, fuck this shit. I fucked my video up. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get some good rest. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and then after I get off work, whatever, and then I'll record the other video. But what if there was a little wrench thrown in that plan? Like, I don't wake up, right? Then I can't record that video. And then if I don't record that video, I don't know, then the video would have been recorded, and I just would have died with that idea. And that would really fucking suck. Because, even if I wasn't alive to upload this video, right? If somebody near me, close to me, whatever, was like, damn, we're going through this dude's, like, the shit that he's got left. Oh, fuck, he has this video. They watch the video. They're like, yo, this shit is pretty ass, but somebody could probably take probably get some value out of it. Let's upload that. Then the video would have made it out there. But if I never recorded the video, this ass video could have never made it out here. So, you got to do what it is that you genuinely feel like is your purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, you got to go after that and try it. The only way to figure out if something is your purpose is about taking the first step and just fucking trying it. But once you do figure out what your purpose is, or if you already know what your purpose is, it is literally kind of your duty to put it out there at that point, because it's literally your gift. That, like, it's your job to share that gift with the world. Because, right, even if you don't feel like what you're doing has a direct impact on somebody, it does if you're putting it out there. Like, and even if you're not alive to see the impact it might have, like, how many artists have died and then became famous afterwards because their legacy lived on past them, right? And it was able to impact other people. So, like, it really doesn't do anybody any good, not yourself, because you know what it is that you need to do to feel fulfilled, right? But if you're not doing those things, you're not going to be the best version of yourself, firstly, which sucks because then you have to live your whole life that way. But it also doesn't help anybody else become the best version of themselves. You doing you shows other people that they can do them. You know what I mean? So, like, if, say you wanted to get into, like, visual arts, right? And then you're reluctant to do so, but then you see somebody else who's, like, fucking killing the game in the visual art scene, right? You see that and you're like, damn, they really killing this shit. I didn't know that you could do it like this. So now, you know, like, say if it's one of your favorite artists and you see them and you're like, damn, they make art in a way that I would love to make art, but I don't know if I can do that. And then you see them doing it and being very successful at creating the same type of art you would like to, or similar type of art, that lets you know that you can do it. Like, a lot of times, for myself at least, the thing that stops me is feeling like what I'm trying to create doesn't really have any value, and that it won't provide any value for anybody, and that there won't be an audience for it. But, like, there's so much wild shit out here, bro. There will be an audience for whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do. I can promise you that, as somebody who has spent a nasty amount of time online, and I've seen some of the worst things that the internet can offer, some of the best things the internet can offer as well. I can absolutely guarantee you that there will be an audience for whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do. You just got to go for it, and you just got to put the shit out there. You will find your people. But you also can't, like, really control too much how it's received. Like, you can just do the best you can do, and you can feel fulfilled in the fact that you're doing the best you can, and you're putting the stuff out there. But, like, the people that relate to it and really resonate with that, you can't really decide that too much. You can try, but it's just, at the end of the day, if it's helping people, it's helping people. And that's kind of what the most important thing is. Again, we are all better with you here, firstly, and with you going after your goals and the things that make you feel like you and fulfilled and stuff like that. So that's point number 2, is like, bro, you it really, you can't lose by doing you. Like, you being you and helping other people, literally, nobody's losing. Like, you feel great because you're doing the shit that makes you feel great, and you know you're living in your true purpose, and you're really living in alignment with like your higher self or whatever. And then we feel great as a byproduct of that because you are fucking helping people by just showing that it can be done, or actually having a message out here where it's just like, you know, and it doesn't have to be a direct ass message. Like, you don't have to be some dude sitting in a fucking chair and with a camera talking about all this shit. You could just, like, it doesn't even have to be this direct. But just, again, your gift is a gift to all of us, and you being here is a gift to all of us. So you just gotta live in your true self, and that's really just it. And another thing, well, I guess the third point, it kind of, I guess it's like in between 2 and 3 of like, you need to live your life because life is short and all that stuff, and then 3 is you don't know, there's so many different factors that you can't control. So like point 3 is like, you can't decide when you're gonna win. You also don't decide your losses, but there's so many different things in this like journey of being here that we just don't have any control over, like, realistically. So like, again, right, you can't control when you're gonna win. You can't control when you're gonna lose for the most part. But you just kind of have to fall in love with the journey, because if you're constantly just thinking about the end result, you're gonna be disappointed majority of the time, right? So like, for instance, I made this video, and if what I consider a if what I consider a success is if I like drop this video and I'm like, I want this video to get 10,000 views in the first week. If this shit don't get 10,000 views in the first week, my ass is about to be fucking like hurt, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to be, it's gonna make me unmotivated to make more videos, because I'm like, oh, well, I didn't hit this like trivial ass goal that I set. When in reality, it's like, you kind of have to change your mindset on, like, again, focusing on the things that you can control and just trying to fall in love with doing those things. Like, I can't control what 10,000 people do in a week. I can't make them watch my videos. There's nothing I can really do about that. I could have the best SEO in the fucking game. I could have like a wild ass thumbnail, some clickbait ass title and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I can't control whether or not 10,000 people decide to click on this video. I could make some like really cringe ass fucking editing on this shit. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do anything about that. The best thing that I can do is sit my ass down here, get my nice, beautiful golden light that's hitting me right now, get my camera set up, and go at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I decided to do. And for me, that's a win, because I took care of all the things that I have control over. And once I edit this video and then I upload this video, then I'm gonna be like, damn, I did everything I could to put this shit out here. And I was trying to make sure my battery ain't gonna die. I did everything I could to put this shit out here. That's a win. And all I can do is every single day, or however fucking many times I want to do this. Like, if I'm like, bet, I'm gonna try to upload a video a week. If I sit down and I do this every single week and I try to get better at it, and I try to consistently try to improve my craft and get better at this, that's all I can do. And if I actually enjoy this process, the crazy thing about it is, like, 20 years from now, bro, if you're really just sitting down here trying to better yourself and improve yourself and just like get really good at your craft, you'll be a fucking master at whatever it is you're doing. Like, 20 years. 20 years, bro, like, that's a long time. Like, it is and it isn't. Like, 20 years for me flew the fuck by. I'm not gonna lie. But the next 20 years also probably gonna fly the fuck by. But that's a good and a bad thing, because it's like, if you just focus on showing up consistently, right? Taking the first step, of course. Taking the first step is the most important step. But then if you don't consistently take steps after that, then you're just taking the same first step over and over and you're not really making any progress. So taking the first step on whatever it is you're trying to do, and then consistently showing up, creating systems, whatever it is you need to do to be able to show up and consistently get better at what you're doing. Bro, 20 years? It's going to fly by. Your dead ass going to wake up and just be great. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, you're going to put in 20 years. It's like the next 20 years from now, you just like, fuck it, bro. Whatever it is I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show up consistently and I'm going to get better. You're just going to be amazing at the shit you're doing 20 years from now. Like, it's literally inevitable if you keep trying to get better. Now, if you stagnate and you're not really dedicating yourself the way you need to, you might be in the same place in 20 years. But if you really dedicate yourself to being like, yo, bro, I'm going to improve myself and do all this other stuff, it's inevitable for you to be fucking awesome at whatever it is you're going to do. And I feel like it's a really simple thing, but it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But that's why you admire people that you see that are like masters at their craft, whatever it is that you want to do. You see those masters in that field, and you're like, damn, that's crazy, because you see you as somebody who has tried to do what it is you do, or have attempted to, or want to attempt to do these things that you want to do. You know how hard that shit is, especially to do it consistently. Like, it's crazy. So then to see somebody who not only did the first step, and then obviously had a bunch of fucking mistakes they had to make, and then continuously kept doing that shit and fucking up, and they still kept doing it for however many years they've been doing it. You see a motherfucker making fucking whatever it is they're doing for 30 years, however many years they've been doing it, and they're masters at the craft. They know everything about the shit. It's like, bro, it's admirable. And it's like, you want to be one of those people. How sick would that be for you to look back on your life and people say, oh yeah, bro, he was a master at his craft, or she, they were a master at their craft. Their work ethic was fucking crazy. Like, how amazing would that be for somebody to say that about you after you look back at your life and shit like that? It'd be amazing. So yeah, it's simple. You just gotta show up for yourself and improve. But it's not easy, because that shit isn't fucking easy. But that's why, I mean, you wouldn't be watching this video right now if you don't want to dedicate yourself to being the best version of yourself and dedicate yourself to pursuing greatness. So the fact that you're watching this, it's like we have that same goal. That's the thing that unites all of us, is that we all want to be the best versions of ourselves, because life is short, bro, and it's not promised. So it's like, why not spend your time here doing shit you genuinely love and enjoy and trying to be the best version of yourself? How many people die and they don't get to see who they really are, or who they really could have been? It's sad. You know what I mean? And so the mindset of, I'm going to just do it tomorrow, it's a sad mindset, because it's taking the life that we have here for granted, and it's taking the time that we have here for granted. And the most tragic thing, I think, in my opinion, is somebody passing away before they even got an opportunity to really take their potential to the next level, really put that shit out there. You know what I mean? Like, and it could really be anything as small as just recording a video. You don't know. You never know. You don't know how much of an impact that can make on somebody, and how much of an impact that person might make based off the impact you had on them. You just don't know. It could be a big ass ripple effect. But you won't know unless you do it. So, but to just be like putting the stuff off until, another time, procrastinating and stuff, it's like, it's sad, because you don't know if you say you do it tomorrow, you don't know if tomorrow's ever going to come, and you're going to have to die with all that potential, all those dreams, all that the possibilities. And we as a people never get to see what you could have been capable of. And we all suffer for that, right? And you also have to go with that, where it's just like, you have to look back on your life and be like, damn, I really could have been doing this shit. I let 20 years slide by, and I could have been a master at this shit by the time, you know what I'm saying, I got to this point. But I didn't take the initiative and take that first step and just do that because I was afraid of fucking up. And it's like, we can't do that shit anymore, man. We just gotta, so I'm not trying to preach, because I'm trying to figure this shit out myself. I'm gonna be 100% honest. But I will say, it gets easier. I saw one video where somebody basically explained it like the reason you got to just kind of get started is because going back to the first point of you not knowing, you know, everything that's going to come along the way, you're going to learn the shit along the way. Like when you started in kindergarten, let's say you decided to go to college or whatever, you didn't know what the fuck you were going to write for your thesis to graduate college. I didn't go to college, so I don't know if you got to write a thesis. But if you do, right, whatever you got to do, your final exams, whatever the fuck it is, when you were in kindergarten, you didn't have any kind of idea of like what you're going to be doing to graduate college. But you went through this whole process and you came out on the other end because you were able to learn and adapt and kind of go through this whole life to get to the point where you're at now. When you start a new job, you don't know what you're going to have to do to get these promotions or whatever the fuck, these pay raises as you go on. You just know, hey, look, I'm in the door. I'm going to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And you take it from there. It's the same thing with everything. It's like, bro, you are capable as fuck. You're here. You made it through whatever the fuck it is that you went through. There's just, like, if you needed any evidence that you're capable and that you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, it's the fact that you are literally here right now. And the fact that you're watching this video shows that you're still dedicated to trying to pursue whatever it is you're trying to pursue. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't be trying to consume content like this that keeps you focused on your path and keeps you trying to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve and trying to be the best version of yourself, right? So the fact that you're doing this shit and you're right here right now, that's a testament to the fact that you can do whatever the fuck it is you want to do because you know you can. You're just afraid, maybe. So, you just got to understand, like, you've learned everything that you've learned up to this point, and you can learn whatever it is you need to learn to get to the next level of whatever it is you're trying to do. That's just what life is. Like, it's inevitable that you're going to have to learn new things eventually. So why not go ahead and just throw yourself into it and get to learning and making mistakes and figuring out how to get better from the mistakes. Like, again, like I said, I fucked up the first video. I sat here for 30 whole ass minutes and was just yapping like elite world class championship level yapping, and my mic wasn't even fucking working. All that yapping down the drain, all that time just gone. And so what am I going to improve next time? Well, what I did was I tested to make sure the mic works. I tested to make sure the video actually records at the proper speed, not times 6 like I did before. I'll get a glass of fucking water so I'm not dying next time, right? This is just things to take with me when I make my second video. And 20 years from now, I'm hoping my videos look a lot better than what they look like right now. This isn't hopefully going to be the best video I ever record. Maybe the next time I have an actual script instead of just sitting down and yapping at the fucking camera off the dome. And it might be a little bit more cohesive. But I can never give myself the opportunity to make those improvements had I not taken the first step, which is this, right? I'm trying to think about any other things I was trying to say. So I guess first point, you got to do it now. There's never going to be the perfect time. There's might not even be a really good time to start. But the best time is always right now. While you're still alive, this is the youngest we'll ever be. No matter how old you are, you could be 58 years old right now. You ain't never going to be any younger than what you are right now. So just get to it, bro. I saw a video the other day. It was a 74-year-old Japanese dude. I think he was like 74. The motherfucker started making beats at 74. He started making beats. I personally met somebody who was a professional skateboarder, like locally here. And they started skating when they were 50. 50 years old. And she started skating. Never picked up a skateboard ever in her life before. And she was just like, fuck it. And she just started going at it, bro. And it's crazy. And she's a professional, like, signed. Or she has, like, sponsorships or whatever. I don't know how that works like that. But still. you're never too old. Like you're just never too old. But at the same time, time isn't promised to any of us. Like we got it now. We gonna be all of us. We all gonna be out this bitch at one point. But we in this bitch right now. So you know what I mean. We in this bitch right now. Let's make it count. You feel me? That's point one, I guess. Right. The second point was that you have to. Damn. The third point. We'll go back to the second point. The third point was that you can't control when you win. You don't have any control over a lot of the factors. So the main things that you have to just kind of focus on and what you should count as your victories are the things you have control of. You should count it as a victory every time you just show up. Just show up. No matter how little whatever it is you're doing is. Like, if you say you're trying to write a script for a film. If you showed up that day and you wrote a line, like a single sentence, you won. That's a victory for that day, right? Because you showed up. That's all it takes is you just showing up consistently. If it was the best line in the world and if everybody else thinks you're the greatest fucking writer in the next, you know what I'm saying, top dog in that game, you can't control that. You have no control over that. So you just have to start, and that's a win. Point two, I think I remember what it was now. It is that your gift has to be shared with everybody. Like, a reason why you should just take that leap is because you do not want to leave here feeling unfulfilled. You don't want to leave here. You don't want to leave anything on the table. Like, leave all of it on the field, bro. Like, if you don't know what your purpose is, spend time trying to find that. And if you do know what your purpose is, put that shit out there, dog. Because your life's going to be so much better for you going after what it is that you know you should be going after. And you're helping other people's lives be better while you're doing that. Because you're showing other people that it can be done. So yeah, those are like the main 3 points. I'm going to stop yapping now. Or I'm going to bring the yapping to a conclusion. That's all I really got to say. My battery's about to fucking die. Stay hydrated. Stay fucking motivated. And I don't know. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one, man.